So what does the science say? Is today's pot on average significantly stronger than the cannabis that was available some 10, 20, or 30 years ago? And if so, does this increase in potency make it more harmful to one's health? According to marijuana potency data compiled annually by the University of Mississippi at Oxford, which has been randomly testing seized samples of cannabis for THC content since the late 1970s, the average amount of THC in domestically produced marijuana is around 5%. By comparison, the average THC content of marijuana during the 1980s, as reported by UMISS, hovered around 3%. The federal government did not consistently test the strength of marijuana prior to this time, and the small number of samples that were assessed during the late 1970s were primarily sampled from dried Mexican kilo bricks of atypically low potency. Does this increased potency equate to an increased safety risk? Not at all. As we explained previously, THC, regardless of potency, is virtually non-toxic to human cells or organs and is incapable of causing a fatal overdose. Currently, doctors prescribe Marinol, a legal prescription medication that is 100% synthetic THC, and nobody at the drug czar's office seems overly concerned about its health effects. Nobody at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is particularly concerned either. In 1999, FDA officials downgraded Marinol from a Schedule II controlled substance to a Schedule III drug, a change made largely because of its low abuse potential and impeccable safety record. Furthermore, survey data gleaned from cannabis consumers in the Netherlands, where users may legally purchase pot of known quality, indicates that most cannabis consumers prefer less potent pot, just as the majority of those who drink alcohol prefer beer or wine rather than 190 proof Everclear or Bacardi 151. When consumers encounter unusually strong varieties of marijuana, they adjust their use accordingly and smoke less. Specifically, a 1989 Johns Hopkins University study reported that marijuana users readily differentiate between varying strengths of pot, taking smaller puff and inhalation volumes and shorter puff duration for the high marijuana dose compared to the low dose. A 2007 University of California study assessing cannabis users' pot intake reaffirmed this conclusion. In short, the stronger the herb, the less smoke consumers inhale into their lungs. You'd think the drug czar would be celebrating.